Can I ask you a question? Why didn't you park in the space behind you where you would have had a full space?
There was more space. So just like I said, I was thinking about other people to leave space
Okay.
for another person. Because in the parking spot, there were not specific slots allotted to it. There were
Yeah,
three
there are.
open spaces.
There are
They-
specific spots. That's why they have the lines on the pavement.
Hey, court watchers. Magistrate Chisholm is hearing a woman ticketed on 4th Street for prohibited parking. The yellow line ran straight through the middle of her car. The fine was $50. Most people would just pay it and move on. She didn't. She showed up with her own video evidence and a defense you've probably never heard in a courtroom. She parked across the line on purpose to save space for someone else. The magistrate listened. Then he asked her one question, and everything after that moved fast.
This is 26P0 176750. This ticket was issued about 10 to 5 on the 7th day of May. It was issued for car parked on 4th Street. You were cited for prohibited or improper parking. The specific allegation is that you're parked in 2 different spaces. And I'm going to show you a picture which I think was attached to your ticket. I'm going to put it as close to the screen as I can get it.
Mhm.
And is that your vehicle?
It is. Can I show you a video of the other side of my vehicle, please?
Well, can you see the yellow line that's under your car?
Yes, I can. It's
Okay.
actually, yes.
What do you want me to see?
So what I would like you to see is the reason why I did that. So I see that I parked over 2 spaces. The reason being was because of the amount of space that was available. There was 2 cars that were parked in front of me, and on my citation, it said that I had taken up 2 spaces, which is actually incorrect.
No,
So
you
I
took up
taken up-
parts of 2 spaces.
So I took up parts of 2 spaces, which is not specified in my ticket. And in the actual video here, what I did was I scooched all the way up so that another person could fit behind me. So I was thinking more collectively so I could make space for somebody else.
We're
I
thinking
didn't,
collectively?
yes. So I would like to save space
does
for
that
another
mean?
person. Thinking collectively means that I value thinking about other people. So I was thinking about saving space for another person behind me. And I'd
Okay.
like to show you my video that I took the day that
Go
I
ahead.
parked.
Go ahead.
Show you. So here is the space behind my vehicle. You see that?
Yeah.
So that looks like a full space. There's my car. So what I did was I was saving space so that somebody else could park behind me. And there's 2 other cars parked in front of me.
Can I ask you a question? Why didn't you park in the space behind you where you would have had a full space?
There was more space. So just like I said, I was thinking about other people to leave space
Okay.
for another person. Because in the parking spot, there were not specific slots allotted to it. There were 3
there are.
open spaces.
There are
They-
specific spots. That's why they have the lines on the pavement.
They were not specifically numbered spaces. So what I mean by that is that there was a meter that you could assign to a certain zone. And so there weren't a limited amount of spaces that you could purchase under that zone. So I wasn't preventing anybody else from parking.
But what you did was, while you were thinking collectively, you should have been thinking to conform to the statute. You were parked in 2 spaces. That's against the law. The fine
I
was
was-
$50.
I believe that I was parked in half a space, and I also paid
You were
for
taking up
cars.
2 spaces, ma'am.
I was taking up half a space, and I can prove my points in
Whether
this
you proved your
video.
point or not, you were still taking up parts of 2 spaces. The line goes right through the middle of your car. You can't park on a line.
Yes, but with that as well. So here's
I
my
don't think you
ticket.
understand. The hearing is over. You're responsible for the citation. It needs to be paid. You can pay it in the mail, you can pay it online, or you can pay it at the courthouse counter. But you did commit the infraction that is alleged. Thinking collectively
I still
or
don't
thinking
believe
any
so.
way you want, you have to comply with the ordinance. You
I
didn't.
understand, and I understand that, and I understand the hearing is over. I appreciate your time.
Okay, then thank you.
Here's what most people don't know about parking in downtown Royal Oak. When you pay for parking there, you don't pay for a numbered space. You pay for a zone. You punch in a zone number at the pay station or in the app, and that's it. So the woman's logic wasn't crazy. If the city isn't selling you a specific space, why does it matter where the lines fall? Here's why. Payment and parking are two different rules. The zone system covers whether you paid. The painted lines cover where your car is allowed to sit. And under Royal Oak's ordinance, a car resting on a line is occupying parts of two spaces. Even half a bumper overcounts. The magistrate didn't need much to rule. This was a civil infraction, so the standard wasn't beyond a reasonable doubt, just a preponderance of the evidence, more likely than not. And the city's own photo showed the yellow line running straight under the middle of her car. Her video didn't contradict that. It actually confirmed it. She admitted she parked over the line on purpose. Her reason, leaving room for someone behind her, might have been genuinely considerate. But intent isn't a defense to a parking infraction. The ordinance doesn't ask why your car is on the line, it asks whether it is. That's why the hearing ended the moment she kept arguing the why instead of the where. $50, payable by mail, online, or at the counter. Now be honest, if you saw a tight row of cars, would you straddle the line to leave room for the next driver? Or squeeze into the marked space no matter what? Drop it in the comments. If you want more cases like this, subscribe and stay tuned. Next one is worth it.